Hello and welcome to my 3.1 personality screencast by Jager Hussain. Personality is the sum total of an individual's characteristics which make a human unique. The first theory is the trait theory. The trait theory suggests that we are born with our personality traits. This theory suggests that if you are aggressive from birth, then you will be aggressive throughout life. It also suggests that these traits are genetic and aren't easily changeable, so personality stays the same throughout your life. Different researchers had different theories about this. One was the narrow-banded theory. This theory suggests that there are two different types of people. These are type A and type Bs. Type A's lack patience, are highly competitive, have a high desire to achieve goals, they can work quickly, and can be prone to stress. Whereas type Bs are patient, non-competitive, prefers to work at a slower pace, and are less prone to stress. However, this theory is very inconclusive though, because you will find that people will have traits from both types and won't just fit into one of the types. Furthermore, there is the Eisenach's theory of personality. This theory suggests that we work between two different ends of a spectrum. One example of this is that one end is you are stable and the other is you are unstable. Stable means that you exhibit the same personality traits over and over again when reacting to the same situation. For example, when receiving a red card in football, you will shout at the ref and say they made a bad decision, and then the next week, if you got a red card, you do exactly the same thing. Whereas if you were unstable, this would suggest that the person's response to the same action would change each time it happens. An example again would be, say if one week they got a red card, they would shout at the ref and tell them they got it wrong. Whereas if it happened the next week and they got a red card, they may just go, fair enough, I deserve that, and move on. The next one is extroverts versus introverts. Extroverts, more outgoing and like to socialise with others, whereas introverts like to work alone and don't spend as much time socialising with others. The next theory is the Interactionist Theory. This theory was thought of by a man named Hollander, and it suggests that the traits that you are born with are mixed with the ones copied from your environment, are responsible for your personality. An example would be that you love playing sports, so when you play sports, you are loud and excited, but when you leave and you are by yourself, you revert back to being quiet and timid. This shows that your personality characteristics change depending on your environment/situation. An example of this could be if you are at hockey training, something you love to do, you may be more likely to have a laugh with your teammates and enjoy yourself. Whereas if you're at home and alone, you would prefer to sit by yourself and not really socialise with others. There may be pressure on you to behave in a certain way depending on different environments, and this could have an effect on the way you behave and a change in your personality when you are around others. The next theory is the social learning theory. This theory is all about aggression. It suggests that we learn our personality traits from watching others and picking up on their traits and learning them as they are our own. This theory is considered to be unstable as your environment is constantly changing around you, meaning that you will be able to learn new traits when you meet someone new. As this theory suggests that behavior is acquired through copying others. An important part of this theory is that the traits you copy will have to be reinforced in order for you to pick up on it. An example of this would be a coach can reinforce a certain action into a player, resulting in them becoming more confident in doing this certain action. Furthermore, another example could be, say if your manager constantly shouts and argues with the referee during a football game, then the assistant managers and the rest of the coaching staff, along with the rest of the players, will learn this trait, and they may all start to argue with the officials, and this could have a negative impact on the football team, as it could lead to them getting more sanctions. Next, is the Serena Williams analysis. Serena Williams grew up in a rough neighborhood. However, she did not follow the trend of others in her area, as she did not become a violent person, but instead followed in her father's footsteps and pursued a future in tennis. Her father had a massive impact on Serena and her sister throughout their lives. Her father has been her tennis coach throughout her career and is the reason behind most of her success. He coached her to become world champion multiple times, as well as winning many Grand Slams, and he is considered to be one of the best coaches of all times, as he managed to coach 2 players to this level. It has been said that her father had Serena playing tennis from the earliest age possible. This would have been a positive in many ways, as it would have allowed him to keep her busy and therefore keeping her away from violence, drugs, and prison. In my opinion, the trait theory is not appropriate for Serena, as she never really had a chance to learn to be herself, as she was forced to play tennis from a young age, and she was influenced greatly by her father throughout her life. However, the social learning theory is more suited towards Serena, as she learnt a lot of her everyday skills through her father, meaning that she would keep a fairly similar behaviour and personality traits, since they have spent a lot of time together ever since she was young. Moving on to the Mike Tyson analysis. Mike Tyson also grew up in a rough neighbourhood that had lots of violence and crime going on throughout everyday life. He said in an interview once that he is wild by nature, and he started to steal things and ended up in prison when he was a youth. For most of his youth, Mike Tyson released his aggression by getting into street fights. It wasn't until he first met his first boxing coach that he finally started to focus his aggression on something positive in his life. Mike Tyson moved in to live with his boxing coach when he started to take boxing seriously, as it made sure that he was less likely to hang out with the usual crowd, meaning less chance of him breaking the law and going to prison. However, it has been said that Mike Tyson used to leave his coach's house for multiple days in a row, and no one was able to get in contact with him. And this suggests that he used to go back to his old neighbourhood and get up to illegal things. Even after Mike Tyson blew up in the boxing world and had all the money he could ever ask for, he was still committing acts of violence outside the ring, and this led to him getting locked up in prison again. After Mike Tyson was released out of prison, he had a redemption boxing match against Evander Holyfield, and in this fight he ended up biting off Evander Holyfield's ear during the fight. This all shows different parts of the different theories, but in my opinion, the trait theory is the biggest one influencing his personality. I say this because even after he had everything he could have ever wanted, he still went back to the person he was before all the money and fame. It could also be linked to the social learning theory, as he would have learnt to act a certain way when he grew up, and this could affect him throughout his career and throughout his life. Thank you for watching my 3.1, and I hope you enjoyed.